Meeting to order. Welcome everybody to the Rotary Club of Wausau's meeting on Monday, April 19th. First up are any announcements. Patrick's got one. All right.
Yeah, I would just like to announce that we were successful with our Hunger Plus campaign. So we raised $2,400 that will be sent to the Hunger Coalition, and 120 families are going to be receiving the $20 grocery coupons. So thank you very much for your support. Very much appreciate it.
Yeah, that's good news, Patrick. Thank you for all of your leadership in that program. It's great, great work, great thing that we do. So, other announcements.
This is Kirk Howard. Last week we were talking about new meeting locations, and after the meeting I thought about the new YMCA and the landing, which is a really nice facility with lots of AV equipment and technology. And I checked with the director, and it's possible we might be able to meet at the landing, which is really nice room, and we could have meals catered in if you wanted to put that on your list, whoever is looking at places. But it's real bright and very up to date, and just a beautiful facility, the Woodson YMCA.
I think that's a great idea, Kirk. And you know,
Kirk, I have it. I'll put it on my list.
As long as they let those of us
It's a
under
pretty
55
facility.
in, right? Kirk, are you still there?
Yeah.
Sorry. Yeah, it's a beautiful space, no question. So.
Yeah, and I think they'd be very happy to have us, and it'd be good exposure for both organizations, I think.
Absolutely. Okay. Other announcements. John.
Since Kirk was speaking, it just reminded me, I know he and Dennis Tan have been instrumental in the promotions of the upcoming Western Great Lakes Virtual District Conference. That's a mouthful, but it's the joint district conference between our district and the one in the southeast part of the state that begins, and it's fully virtual and fully free. It begins on May 1st through the 6th. And our website, thanks to Dennis, has on the homepage registration button to push. But when you get in there, you can also see, open up the website for the conference and look at all the programs that will spread out over those days. And I think it's going to be one of the easiest ways to attend. It's not the most fun, as Lisa was saying, about doing things in person, but certainly it's going to be rich with content. So I hope you give some thought to those various sessions. I have the honor of hosting the Past Rotary Scholar session on May 3rd at 6 o'clock. We have 6 past scholars that go back to 1989 through the one that's currently over in Rotterdam on the panel. And they'll be speaking about their experience, and it'll be special. In fact, even the youth Rotars could tune in and get a good feel for the Rotary experience through that effort. So if they don't know how, if they get on the Wausau Rotary website, the homepage, you can actually see the link to get into that. Again, it's free and it's spread over those days. And I think it might be enjoyable to pick and choose some of the things that could be of interest to people.
Yes, thanks, John. I would echo that, and it is a pretty easy way to register and just pick and choose what you're able to make it to. For those of us who may not have schedules that permit us to go to a conference all the time, this is an easy way to do it, and a really great opportunity to learn some of the things that the district is all about. So thanks, John, for the announcement, and Dennis for your efforts in continuing to promote that, and hopefully club members can participate to some degree. So other announcements. Doesn't look like it. So we'll move to happy and sad dollars. I haven't gotten any victims through my private chatting this morning, or this afternoon. So we'll I'll take us through the happy and sad dollars. So any happy dollars to start us today?
Hey, Matt, I'm sorry I didn't get back with you. I'll take it.
Oh, you want to take it, Jim? If
Sure.
you're up for it, that's okay.
Hey,
You're
Yeah.
an old standby.
yeah, I was clicking and going in the wrong places.
Oh, that's fine. All right, Jim, the floor is yours then.
Happy and sad, huh? I'll tell you what, I will pay a happy $5 if any Rotarian can tell me what the new focus of Rotary International is this year.
I can.
I just read it.
That. Should
You
I
don't count.
I don't count.
You don't count. You should know.
I'll match your $5. How's that
Okay.
sound?
Jim, can you repeat the question? It seemed
What is Rotary's key focus area for the upcoming year?
Is it equity?
What?
How about the environment?
There you go.
That's it.
I
That's
think
very
John's the
good.
winner. Yes.
That's very good. That's very good. I owe $5.
They added
And,
the
okay.
environment. They added the environment to the core initiatives of Rotary.
Right.
Yep.
Yep.
And I shouldn't have eliminated it to 1 year. It's going to be a core focus area.
Yeah.
And to follow on, what was the photograph on the April Rotarian magazine? Yeah, Brad, I see you smiling. Don't you be, don't you?
I was just, my memory, I was just looking at it. It's on my coffee table upstairs.
Right. And I get it electronically. I don't want to see any pointing and clicking going on. That's $1 for everybody. I'm not the sergeant of arms. I'm supposed to be doing happy and salad. Any happy dollar.
I have a happy dollar.
Go for it, Brad.
All right. Hey, tomorrow I start a new job. So I'm excited about it. I got hired as an adjunct instructor at NTC.
Oh.
So in their professional development and leadership division. So I begin teaching a class on organizational management and behavior to some individuals from local businesses. So I'm really excited to start.
Awesome.
Cool. Places.
Thank you.
We should have you test drive a program for us just to get you going for the club.
Thanks, John.
I think I'll what do they call it when you sit in the class and don't pay for it? You just sit in the back and watch.
Audit.
Audit.
Yeah. I call them vacationers, but okay.
Okay. Any other happy dollars? Jean.
It's Jean. Yes. Hello, everybody. I have a happy $3. As you know, we have 3 grandchildren, and last night we worked with our daughter and her dear husband, and we worked out a summer schedule to have the grandkids on certain days, and we call it Camp Run Amok. So they're going to come up to the cottage to Camp Run Amok. And we're happy about it.
That's funny. Yeah. That's why you have to be young when you have kids.
Oh my goodness, yes.
Yes.
Yes. So $3 happy. Thank you.
Beautiful. Thank you.
Uh-huh.
Anyone else? Happy.
Well, I'll throw a happy dollar in for meeting the Hunger Plus goal. That certainly is
Appropriate.
worthy of a happy dollar.
You bet. Thanks, Patrick. Took it right down to the wire again, didn't he?
Yeah.
I'll throw in a happy $4. I got to have all 4 of my grandkids together with me yesterday playing at a park and wore every one of them out. In fact, their parents should pay me, but I had a blast all them together. So
Awesome. What park?
we were at Airport Park.
Oh, okay. Anybody else happy or sad? I see John. John's not sad. He's never sad.
Yeah, I'll pick up on your spirit that Jean, about the grandchildren. It just reminded me on Saturday one of our kids in town has a 6-year-old who just turned that age on Saturday. And since you mentioned Camp Run Amok, it made me wonder what the environment was. I was going to say Camp Chaos or Camp Manic or something, because the frenzy that goes on during a birthday event with paper flying and things going all over the place is just something to behold. So I'll put in 6 for the 6-year-old.
Thanks, John.
John, I thought you were going to go a different direction there. John was also out coordinating food pickup for one of his grandchildren, I think, and so stopped by the neighborhood. So I got to see John for a little bit on Saturday morning.
That's the Scouting for Food event that happens in the spring.
Yeah. So I'll talk. I'll put in $1 for that.
Thanks,
let me match that. The Pack 400, which I have 2 grandkids in, and my son is the Cub Master for, picked up 1,100 pounds of food. Scouting for Food, and that pales in comparison to a troop that was in before us with 1,500 pounds. So the neighbor's place was really pleased with that effort. The past used to hang bags on doors. This year they only could put flyers out, so people had their own containers. But it's like an Easter egg hunt. They had 3 grandkids in the car. They were out running like rabbits, getting those bags. It's so much fun to find one and then go get it and bring it in. So the back into the van was so low, I was wondering if it was going to hit the axle with that poundage in it. But it was a good event. So a happy buck for that. I'm going to I better not let Jim keep going here. I'm going to be having to borrow money.
I got you up to $47, John. Anyone else? Not hearing anyone.
I just wondered if, this is Jeff. I just wondered if there was a website for Camp Run Amok.
Okay.
Actually, it was a series that lasted only 1 year. I don't know if they had like 12 segments in it, but it was an actual series that occurred, I think, in the 60s. So there's a logo for it and everything. And Bill remembers it. I don't, but it was an actual TV show, Camp Run Amok.
Yeah. Back to you, Matt.
Okay. Thank you, Jim. Appreciate it. All right. I think that brings us to our speaker today. Patrick Bradley is going to introduce her.
Okay. Thank you, Matt. Well, it is my pleasure to introduce Patti Dobrowolski. She is a nationally acclaimed comic performer, a high-performance business consultant, a 4-time TEDx speaker, and author of 2 books. One is titled 9 Tips to Up Your Creative Genius, and another is Drawing Solutions, How Visual Goal Setting Will Change Your Life. Patti works with teams at all levels to up their creative genius and capture their vision and strategy into huge, beautiful visuals with everyone from small business owners to global clients like Nike, Starbucks, Microsoft, Amazon, the Gates Foundation, and small and medium-sized business owners. She is known for her high energy, as you will witness, quick wit, and commitment to helping people and businesses achieve their goals. So Patti.
Take it away, Patrick was about to say before he disappeared and actually put himself somewhere else into the universe. Hi, everybody. He'll come back. I'm sure he will. All right. So hi. Hey, if you have your camera there, turn it on, Jean and Galen and Haley and Tori and Dennis. I want to see your faces, and you're going to want to see this. And we're going to be drawing. So the first thing I need you to do is get a piece of paper. So get a paper and pen. We're old school here because I'm a live illustrator. And I would say in the 6 million people that saw my TED Talk, Draw Your Future, 92% of them said my drawing skills suck. So I just assume yours do too. Don't worry about it because I'm going to do a tutorial to get you drawing. But first, thank you so much, Patrick. You know, Patrick was in my 5-day challenge, and that's how he got me to come here. He was like, you have to come and do this for the Rotary Club. I'm like, I got a high school award from the Rotary Club. I owe you. So here I am. And here's what I want to ask you first before we get going. So how many of you have ever, had a big dream for yourself, tried to make it happen, and then life got in your way? Like your grandkids or COVID, or show of hands. How many of you ever had this happen, right? How many of you have made a to-do list and you put it somewhere and then you found it like 3 years later under the couch and it was kind of sticky and faded? That action plan. Now, if you look to the left on the Zoom right now and you look to the right, 9 out of 10 of us, when we set a goal for ourselves, will not make it happen. We don't. Research shows that. Even if you're a smoker, you have cancer, it's unlikely that you will quit, even if you know the health benefits. Why? Why? I mean, we know exactly what to do, right? You make a list and you start working on it. And then, like, the next thing you know, you're caught in your phone, or the kids are running in, or somebody gets sick in your family, you got to take care of them. And so you stop. Well, what if I told you that if you draw a picture of a future you want, you put it somewhere you can see it every day, and then you take small actions on it, you could increase your chances of success by 42%. 42%. I mean, how many of you would want to do it? Raise your hand. 42%. If you increase your chances of success. Yeah. Like if our kids knew that if they drew a picture of the goal they wanted, or the dream they wanted, or the future life they wanted, that it would happen, they would do it right away, because they're less resistant to wanting to draw a picture. But this is all the research that we did at UCLA around drawing a picture, because I got this call from the, it was the Consumer Finance Protection Bureau, and they called me and they said, "Hey, Patti, it's the Consumer Finance Protection Bureau." And I'm thinking, oh no, somebody stole my identity, right? And no, they want to use the Draw Your Future process to help people save better, because people aren't saving. And so what they did was they tested it, and they found that statistic that if you drew a picture, et cetera. And some of the earlier TED Talks, I talk about big companies like Hoffman LaRoche that did some studies with using a visual. But I want to show you today how to use a visual, because using a visual, an inner picture and an outer picture, changed my life. Because before I was a speaker and business consultant and all that, I actually was an actor. And I wasn't even an actor. I was a performance artist. Now, how many of you have ever seen performance art? Raise your hand. Anybody? All right, performance art, you know what it's like. Somebody takes some bad mime, and then a rap they made up, and then a movie they made in high school, then they mash it all together and they subject you to it for an indeterminate amount of time. And you're waiting for it to be over. Well, that's what I used to do. I was funny, of course, but still. And so after one of my shows, my friend Molly came up to me. She's like, "Patti, you should really go to New York and take some real acting lessons." And I was like, okay, that's fantastic. So I found a woman who would let me stay in her apartment, a 3rd floor walk up in Brooklyn. And she got me into an acting school with Uta Hagen, who was a really famous New York trainer and actress herself. And so every day I'd go there. But I was a performance artist, so I was only interested in off-Broadway. I really wasn't interested in Broadway. But Dale, the person I stayed with, she was on Broadway. And she had done many musicals that had run for years. So she got me totally obsessed with it. And she described how you go down the stage door and into the dressing room, and where your opening night party should be, like Tavern on the Green, right there in Central Park. And she'd ask me, who would you want to meet if you were on Broadway? And I'd be like, and this is back in the day, I'd think, oh, Eddie Murphy and, Lily Tomlin, right? That was my generation. And then I put it out of my head. And after the 3 months of my acting classes in New York, I go back to Seattle where I live. But I still fantasized about being on Broadway. With every burrito I served up, in my job as a waitress, I would just be thinking about what would it be like? And then this weird thing happened. Like, I got called to audition at the Seattle Repertory Theater because they were looking for performance artists. And I thought, wow, that's like out of the blue. And so I take my resume, I go down there, I see a friend of mine, Karen. She's like, yeah, hey, this is going to be fantastic. And we get up to the door and they want us to do a dance routine. A performance artist, we're not trained in dance. We're just like performers, right? So I just do like a little pop and lock thing. And then I just kill myself on stage and fall down dead. And then this amazing thing happens. I get into the show. And the show goes from the little tiny theater to the main stage of the Seattle Rep. And then it goes from the Seattle Rep to the Kennedy Center in Washington, D.C. And then 6 months later, it goes where? Yeah, Broadway. Opening night party is where? Yeah, Tavern on the Green. And during the run of the show, who do I get to meet? No.
Eddie Murphy.
I got to meet, no, Steve Martin and Robin Williams. But still, crazy good, right? So I became obsessed with how an inner picture helps you manifest. Later, only many years later, when I went into business, after becoming a drama therapist and going in and helping business, I saw somebody draw a picture in a meeting. And I thought, wow, that is amazing. Because the room that I was in was very chaotic and tumultuous. And as soon as he started to draw what we were talking about in words and pictures, like it got totally calm. And I realized there's something there. So I began to draw. I didn't know how to draw. I trained myself to draw so that I could, as a consultant, draw pictures for businesses. And so 25 years later, this is what I've been doing. And in the process of that, I came up with a very simple, what I consider to be a gap analysis that you can do anytime you feel stuck and you want to make a change. You look at where you are, the current reality of you, and in words and pictures, you scatter that around the page. Then you look at where you want to be a year from today, 3 years from today, 5 years from today, and you scatter that around, and then you just close the gap. And if you put that picture somewhere you can see it every day, and you take small actions on it, boom, 42% better chance of success. So that's what we're going to do today. Are you ready? I know you are. So here's the first thing is that you have to warm yourself up. So I want you to, thank you so much, Galen, for putting on yours. Did I say your name right? Is that right? Is that how we say your name? Galen?
It's Galen.
Galen. Okay. Thanks, Galen. So, and Haley and Patrick, you're back. I'm glad to see it. It was so funny. You like knocked yourself out as soon as I came on. It was hilarious. And I was like, hey, he knocked himself out of the Zoom. So first things first, I want you to just sketch a little weird picture of this. On the left side of your paper, put current reality. On the right side, put desired new reality. Draw a cloud up at the top and put your name in it. And then draw 3 arrows and put 3 bold steps right there. And now I have to warm you up. I have to warm you up, but you can see it. Current reality, desired new reality. You'll get a chance to add it to your map, but just do that first. And know that the first thing that happens is your brain is going to freak out. It's going to be like, I can't even draw those mountains. This is ridiculous. But what's true is if you look at your picture and you say audibly out loud, that is fantastic. You will rewire your brain about this. And so what I want you to do is unmute yourself on your mic, take yourself off mute. And I want all of us to look at the picture you drew so far and say out loud, that is fantastic. Do it with me. That is fantastic. It's fantastic. Oh my God, it is fantastic. Okay, good. Now, if you, just to keep yourself in a line. So anytime you are working with a team and you want to do something like this, they're going to be resistant. So you just go like this. Have them do this in the air. Just draw, do it right now with your pen. Just draw the infinity symbol for me in the air. Because drawing the infinity symbol, it integrates your brain. And we want that because when we're going into any kind of creative process, if you integrate your brain, you're going to get better thinking. So now on this left side, first off, who's analytical here? How many of you consider yourself to be analytical? Raise your hand so I can see. Who's analytical? Okay, Matt, I knew it. So, and JB, I don't know what your real name is. Is it JB? Is that what we call you? Or is it Jeff? Is it, what is it, Jim?
I go by JB, yeah.
JB, okay, JB. So you're analytical. So this, you guys, analyticals, this is not a list. Do not make a list, okay, analyticals? That you want to scatter around the page. And I want you to do something. I want you to write words first and then add some pictures to it. And I want you to think about what it's like to be you right now in your world. What's going well, start there with what's going well, and what's challenging for you. So yeah, you got all those kids, those grandkids, you were all talking about that, right? And so maybe that's part of what's going well, is that you're enjoying your time with your grandkids. But maybe, you know, somebody's gotten sick with COVID, or you've got some other things happening, right? So I want you to put what's going well first. And you can include in this your family life, because we never just look at our business. That's what's true. No matter what your job is, you will never only look at it. Everything influences everything else. But I do want you to look at your business. So what's going well with your business? Like maybe you have some good systems in place. You're making some good money. These things could be all going well. Somebody just got a new job. I heard that, that Brad, you got a job. So, you know, these things, right? I want you to capture them in words and pictures. And then you're going to add a few things that you consider to be challenging for you. Like maybe your health isn't that great. Or maybe you have, if the COVID hit your business. I mean, COVID was a big influence for most of us. And maybe some of you even had to move your business online. And you're like, oh my gosh, it was tough to do if you weren't used to being online all the time, and now you have to be online. And now what I want you to do is unmute yourself, and you're going to tell me some of those things, share them with me so I can put them on our composite map up here. So anybody who wants to share and will share with me, I would love it. Okay. So
I've been married for 31 years.
Okay, good. So your marriage is going good.
Well, I didn't say it was going well.
Okay, good. I don't want your wife to hear that, and it's recording.
Oh,
so
I'm
just be
telling.
careful. Yeah. Oh, are you his wife,
No.
Debbie? Okay,
I'm just telling.
Yeah, good. So, what's going well with you, Debbie, in terms of your business, your life? What's happening? Your service?
Marriage and family.
Yeah, good. What else? It's not just that. It's other things too. What else is going well?
Projects at work.
Yes. Okay. So tell me specifically, what about the projects at work are going well? What parts of them do you like?
Oh, wow. The teamwork.
Okay. Thank you. Yeah. You know why I asked that is because it's easier for me to draw a picture that's more representational of what it really is. Right. So teamwork is going great. Okay, cool. All right. What else? Who's got something? Jeff? No, is there nobody named Jeff? There's somebody named JB, but maybe nobody named Jeff. That's hilarious. No, I thought Brad was Jeff. Brad, I'm changing your name to Jeff because that's how I know you now. What's going well?
For me?
Yeah.
My wife will be retiring at the end of the year.
Okay. And so you're looking forward to having time to travel? What's that?
Yeah, just more time to be together.
Yeah, fantastic. I love that. What else is going well for you? Rosemary, what's going well? Matt Rowe too. I want you to talk. And Jean. Yes.
I'll go.
Okay.
Okay. A very rich friend network of friends that we have come in contact with and nourish. So that is really wonderful. Good health. Bill has had some health issues, and that's going really well. And I'm grateful for my health as well. And family. We're so blessed. We're so very blessed.
Yeah, fantastic. All right. Now, Rosemary, you, what else is going well?
I have a new dog.
Oh, fantastic. What kind of dog is it?
She's a 2-year-old miniature golden doodle.
Oh, that's so great.
And she's not potty trained.
Oh, that's not so well, I would imagine.
But we're working on it.
Yeah, fantastic. I love it. That's so great. Okay, cool. All right, new dog. What else? The other Matt.
I think there's only one Matt.
This is John. I can throw a few at you.
Go ahead,
John. No, there's Matt Rowe. Oh, Brad Peck. That's right.
Yeah.
Okay, whoever it is, tell me what's
Yeah.
going well, what's challenging.
That's been Jeff and Matt and Brad so far today. That's
Yeah.
I know, so I've gotten all your names confused, but I never do that with women's names. I don't know why. Oh, I wonder why. Okay, good. Matt, tell me what's challenging
all
for
right.
you. I want
You
some
want
challenges.
challenging or good still?
I want challenges.
Okay, well, it was kind of, I'm going to use the same answer. So our firm is very busy right now. We
Okay.
have a lot going on. And so that's good, but it's also challenging.
Yeah. Okay, cool. Who else? Something that's challenging.
This is Gayleen, and I actually drew a tornado because my husband went through a job loss, and so we're reevaluating his next career, and so it's going to mean a little bit of a sacrifice because he's actually considering going back to school to get to go and teach full time.
Okay, fantastic. I think I can't tell you how many people I met this year in this age group, right? Of us that have somebody lost their job or they had to switch. A lot of online business people have come to me because it's the norm of what we're seeing, right? So yeah, good on you for thinking about that retooling. I think that's awesome. What else? Anything, Patrick, Haley, Dennis? I know you're there. Jim?
I got a couple.
Okay.
So I'm moving from one side of the state to the other side of the state, so that's always a challenge.
Yeah.
And then then my youngest goes to college in a couple months. So
Is that good or bad?
Yeah, I'm kind of curious. I was going to ask the same question. Thank you.
it's got a little flavor of both to it. So
yeah.
He was, we had 4 kids, and then we had him about 10 years later. So it's been a long time since I've actually had to go through this process.
Yeah.
Empty nest.
Yeah, we're doing that too now.
Yeah, it's an interesting thing, I think. Then you get to rekindle your relationship. That's part of it, right? And I mean, that's no small task, honestly, when you've been together a long time in a marriage. It's really tough. So you have to really make an effort to do it. And that's the tricky part, but I know you'll do it. Anybody else want to share on this side before I move us on to the future? John?
John is here. I have a lot more pluses, but the one challenging thing is that we decided, and maybe it's both like Matt had, we decided that it's time to do a little remodeling. We've lived in our house for 36 years, so I don't know how wise our ambition was to remodel a kitchen and 2 bathrooms, because we're not certain how life is going to work to eat and do other things while all that chaos is going on, not to mention the synchronization of parties involved in it, because materials are hard to come by. There's gaps and things throughout the country trying to get them to this, you know, all kinds of challenges that way. But even where to live and how to do that is going to be challenging, a bit up in the air.
Yes, I love that you're talking about that, because, and that will stress your relationship. So just get ready for that. I mean, you know, set some ground rules about who's talking to the contractors, because trust me, 3 remodels later, you know, we survived. But the first one, I thought, whoa, are we going to make it through this? This is crazy, right? So good job. Okay, anybody else want to add to this side? And you can add something good too, John, if you wanted to, something that's going well that has not been shared already.
Well, yeah, we have 2 grandkids graduating, one from college and one from high school, and we get to travel to Baltimore in mid-May to see our youngest 6-month-old that we've not seen yet, grandchild.
All right, so you got some graduates. Fantastic. And grandchildren. Cool. All right, thank you. All right, now.
Patty, it's Jean. I have one. Yeah, I have one big one, and I apologize. I can't turn my camera on. Isolation with COVID. It's really taken its toll on so many people and added stress. So I would say isolation.
Yeah, I appreciate you saying that. I think it's been very, if you're an extrovert at all, I mean, when I deal with, and I do a lot of work with Kansas City and expanding economic pathways for underserved kids there. And, you know, a lot of those kids just love that they're home. And those are all the kids who have computers and things to play with. But if you're sharing a computer with your sibling, and you don't have internet where you live, like that is so true for so many people in the world. Yeah. We forget about that because we come from a place of privilege, but those kids are struggling. And so part of it is how do we expand and help them with this isolation so we don't end up driving up the suicide rate, which is really high right now. So we got to take care of all those kids coming up. So I appreciate everything you do for them because I noted that. So thank you.
Thanks, Patty.
Okay. Now, here we go. So here's the thing. So I drew all these things, you know, in blue over here. That's all the groovy stuff that's going really well. But your amygdala, that part of your brain that helps you problem solve, is only focused on these things. It only really cares about this part. And so you have to stop it from overriding it. So it's going to focus on the challenges because that's its job to do. And so the way we do that is that first, everybody stand up. I know you can stand up if you can. If you're mobile and you can stand up, do it. And I want you to just take a deep breath in first and let it out really loud, like that. So everybody in your office goes, what is JB doing in here? Lift it up and then let it out. You too, Jim, you're muted, but I know you're there. And now I'm going to take your right elbow. Don't sit down yet. No, Debbie, stay standing. Get up. Right elbow onto your left knee. You're just going to do, this is called a brain gym. We're going across our body like that. And you're just doing a little brain gym like that. You know, this creates flexibility in your neural pathways by doing this. So just get that. Okay, that's enough. No more. I don't want you to get worn out. Okay, now deep breath in and then sit down. And let's do this. Let's imagine it's a year from today in the best possible scenario, the best case scenario. And on the right side of your picture, in words and images, I want you to imagine what your life is like. Now, I'd like you to start with these thoughts, which are, what are the qualities and characteristics you want to experience there? Don't start with the stuff yet. Don't start with she's retired and all that stuff. I want you to start with the feeling of it, because a feeling and a picture is what your brain will attach to. So maybe you feel like you're being more creative, or maybe you have more freedom, or maybe you feel more love or connection. So just capture like 3 or 4 words first, and then draw some images for that, what that will feel like for you. And I'll do some really simple ones that you can copy if you like, you know, handshaking and being creative. Just put some stars coming off of that. Or if yours is around, so if you're in a place where you're like working on your finances, right? You might consider putting something like abundance over here. Not money, because money is just one piece of what we want in a life experience. We want abundance of friends, and we want an abundance of love, and we want an abundance of a cool puppy, right? Yes, Brad.
Patty, is this, how far in the future is this? I'm sorry, I missed that.
I said 1 year from today, but you could go 3 years from today if you want, Brad, if you feel like that would be more realistic for you. It's up to you, but I usually do 1 year from today because things change so fast. That I will do another map in 3 months if I feel like I've already accomplished those things. So give me some examples of what's on the right side of your map. You can just call it out. Matt, what's on the right side of your map? Just the qualities and characteristics. Give me an example of one.
Under control.
Okay, so now let's talk about this for a second. This is important. So Matt, and people who have children. If you don't, I don't know. You didn't mention anything about it. So, but when you tell your kids, don't go near the pool, what do your kids remember?
They go near the pool.
There's a pool. Patty's got a pool. We're going, right? Your brain is the same way. So you said that you wanted it to be in control, right? Or like this, right? So I would say, what would that look like? Expand it to be like a positive way, because all your brain is going to think about is control. And you don't want control in every little aspect of things. What you want is calm, right? That's what you're really talking about. Yeah. So
that was another one of my words. I should have picked that.
Thanks for letting me use you as a call out button. I appreciate it. Thank you. And then Rosemary, what's on your map? And then Kelly, what's on yours? The qualities and characteristics. Yes. Rosemary first.
I haven't put anything down, but since I brought up a new dog that's 2 years old and doesn't know any commands and isn't potty trained, I would look at it as
fully trained.
Yes.
Yeah, fully trained. Yeah. Okay, now, so really, this is more about a thing that she wants to have, not a feeling. So you might feel a sense of relief there, right? That might be the feeling that you have, relief or calm or like this. So be thinking about the feeling first. And then JB, give me a feeling you'll feel over here. And then Kelly, give me a feeling. Actually, Kelly, go first because I already called on you.
Fellowship.
Thank you. And when you, now let's get a little specific about it. When you have fellowship, what's happening? What do you feel like is happening? Like, can you describe it? Are you having a meal together? What's happening?
Yep, we're having a meal together. People are wanting to be there and enjoying each other's company and looking forward to doing things together.
Yeah, okay, good. I love that. Yeah, fantastic. Thank you. So that specificity is important. So if you feel like fellowship looks like having a meal together or going somewhere, draw that picture of what it is and draw the picture of it in its highest state, meaning that you turn up the dial on it. Like fellowship is like, people call you all the time. Hey, Kelly, what's up? Are you going to come for a walk with me today? Or do you see what I'm saying? So that you really dial up the volume or the heat on that experience. Okay, what else? Let's see, who did I call on? JB, what's on the right side? What?
Yeah, so I have settled was my emotion, and the specifics around it, I guess, would be new routine. My wife settled into a new job. I recently just started a new role, new job, new house, new location.
Yeah, hey, let's put some things about that new role of yours. So in that new role, like let's say that you love your team, that you have a really good connection, you're making good money, these kinds of things.
I love what I'm doing. How about that?
Yeah, okay, good.
I really love what I'm doing.
Okay, fantastic. Okay, cool. All right, let's see. What else? Patrick, what's on the right side of your picture? And you can get specific now. So draw some pictures of specificity so you can show me what that looks like. Or tell me about it.
Well, I have freedom.
Thank you. And what does the freedom allow you to do, Patrick?
It allows me to do what I want to do, when I want to do it, how I want to do it.
Yeah, so your time is your own, right?
Yes.
Okay, fantastic. Anybody else want to add to that right side of my picture? Anybody want to throw in something? Haley?
How about certainty?
Certainty. Thank you.
Yeah.
Certainty.
And that has to do with just getting on track of what my husband's kind of different career. So.
All right. So that you feel, so that piece is around the certainty, right?
Correct.
Good. That's fantastic. Okay, good. I like that. Okay. And yeah, what's true is when you make that kind of a change, it's really dramatic. So be sure to make sure he has some kind of routine right now. You know what I mean? That's how we get through change better. And there's a whole bunch of really great books out right now. One of them is by Benjamin Hardy called Personality Isn't Permanent. It's really good about shifting your mindset from the this happened to me to this happened for me. But also, he's just a really smart guy. He's got some great videos, very engaging. He has a 30-day challenge that is just so good and free. So check him out. Send your husband to him, I would. And then anybody else, anything else we want to put over here? I have a color here in. Yes.
Patty, it's Jean.
Hi, Jean.
Hello. I have the word calm. And I know that others have said similar words, but the unrest that surrounds us and being home and having the George Floyd trial on TV. And I don't want to be the one that turns off the TV and just, stick the ostrich head in the sand. But I'm trying to figure out what I can do about it. And it seems very small, but I want calm. I want calm for everybody. This has to stop. So calm.
I'm going to ask you this too. I think, it takes all of us to create that kind of calm. So you might ask yourself, really, what's my part in this? And this is where I would take that into contemplation. If you meditate or pray or anything like that you do, take it in that. Even if you're walking, take it on that walk and ask. Because the rule of the universe is it will only give you information, and that's true of your creative genius, if you open that portal to it so that it can drop in and give you ideas. Because I think, like you, I got involved in my community. I moved to Texas during COVID, and I'm like, man, things have to change here in this environment. And I'm not talking about politics. I'm talking about in terms of love. We need to understand that the world is around love. We exist in a powerful love field, and that we got to spread that in any way we can. So whether that's through your service or your church or your, education or teaching or your grandkids, teach them about love and difference. That difference is a good thing.
And love was the other word on my list.
Thank you. All right. I'll put it on the map. Okay, cool. All right. So now we got to move on. I love you. And now we got to move on. So here's what happened. So now we know where we are in the current reality. We know where we will be 3 years from today. And so all we have to do now, because your brain has been working on this problem, how do I get you from here to there since we started? So all you have to do is look at your map, the left side, look at the right side of the map where you will be a year from today, and then close your eyes for a second and ask yourself, what are the 3 boldest things I could do to get from here to there? 3 boldest things. Not like rearranging your filing cabinet, but bold. It should kind of scare you a little bit. One of them should anyway. What are the 3 boldest things? And we shut our eyes just to take out the stimulation of the room and the Zoom and the map and all that. You look at your map on the left and look on the right. And the first bold step in all the years I've done this is usually bold. It's like, if you hate your job, quit your job. It's like that. If you feel like that, you got to really up your creative genius in your relationship, you got to get a therapist. Scary things that are really like, woo, yeah, oh God, that scares me. And then the second one, so the first one's kind of scary and bold. The second one is tactical. So those of you that are analytical, you're going to love this step because this is you, but on high power. So this is something you can do to really dial this in. Make sure when you get in that new job that you are going to be assertive with people in sharing who you are, especially if you're an introvert, which I don't think you are, but you never know, right? And so you want to get a tactical step in here. And then the third one is usually a mindset shift. An old way of thinking that you've had that you need to shift in order to grab and step into that future you. Now, give me 1, 2, and 3. Who's got one? Who's got a bold one? Anybody? Don't worry about if they're not bold. I'll make them bold because I do this every single day of my life. So I can make a little strategy bold. Don't worry. Gayleen, what is your bold?
I put it as being complete, utter support, 100% back my husband on his career move, which is hard for me.
I bet it is. I can only imagine. Definitely. Okay, good. That's a fantastic bold step too. All right, give me a tactical step. Who's got a tactical one? Yeah, Deb.
Learn to say no.
Yes. I'm going to put just say no. Because I'm sure you get asked to say yes all the time. And that's good to say no, especially if you're a female in this lifetime. We often get asked to do all, but I think guys do too, but women, we will do everything, you know, we just do. It's part of our nature to serve. But it's part of your nature too, everybody. So I don't mean to make a generalization for you guys out there. So what is a mindset shift you need to make? Patrick.
Believe I can do it.
Yeah, thank you. Okay, good. Now, so but these are just a few examples. If anybody else wants to tell me a couple more, I'd love to put it on the map. No harm, no foul. I'll put it where I think it goes. What do you think? Anybody got another one? Matt?
Maybe for tactical, sacrifice or give something up in order to save for what it is in my desired new reality.
Yeah, okay, so here's a thought about that. I love that. So I do this activity called Keep, Drop, and Create. And that's what I do around things like this. What am I going to keep doing? What am I going to drop doing? And what am I going to create? Because you don't have to, you'll find loopholes in there. And here's the other thing, Brad. Do it in a visual way. So get some Post-it notes, write those 3 categories on a whiteboard or flip chart, but put them up on the wall so you can see them. And then you write 1 per Post-it in those categories. Then you can move them around. No, I think I really should keep that. No, I think I can drop that. Let's do that. Because we live in an abundant world. That's what's true. We live in an abundant world. And so there's plenty to go around. You will find things that you thought, how did that happen? And I want you to understand that that's the magic of change. If you imagine that will be that over here, if you imagine you'll have to sacrifice, you will. But if you imagine that you won't, that you will be like, things will come out of the blue. It'll be, I've had stuff happen where people sent me money from something I did years ago. I loaned somebody money years ago, it just showed up, right? Or people will call you to speak and they'll pay you, right? Or they'll call you so just know that that's possible for you. And don't let yourself get in that limiting mindset about what is possible, even if you're retired, even if you're doing a part-time job, okay? All right, what else? Anybody else want to give me a bold step? Haley, have you got a bold step or did you already give me one?
I mean, I don't really know what to say for it, but I was thinking maybe think positively.
Yeah, okay, good. Be positive. Believe I can. Be positive. Yeah, positive goes a long way. So a couple things. All right. So in my world, this is just a start. It's not the action plan. You have to take these 3 bold steps. You write them across the piece of paper. Underneath, you make like a list of all the small steps to get there. That's why we want a big one. So it's more strategic, and then you've got small actions. Then you do one thing every week towards that goal of whatever it is. And trust me, this part of your map will happen. I get hundreds of emails from people every single year that are from people around the world who have left their job and started their own new business, who have decided that they've been living their mom's life and now they need to live their own, who have been dreamed of making a film and then suddenly did. So just know that this can happen for you. But the secret is putting that picture somewhere you can see it. So slap it on the mirror in your bathroom, or put it on the dash of your car if you drive a lot, or put it on your computer screen so you're forced to look at the desired new reality every single day. Yes, I love that. Thank you, Brad. And so put it there, take action, and then double click with your imagination on whatever it is that you want. Because your imagination is the language we all share. We came into this lifetime with an imagination to get us in and out of any kind of trouble we want. But it is your superpower. And if you can daydream this as if it is happening right now, you will not believe the success that will happen without too much effort. because it brings you into alignment with your future you. And that's what you want. We're closing the gap, right? And so challenge yourself to do new things, and just know that it's best to make decisions based on what your future self wants, not your present self. Your future self, is going to tell you other things. So have a conversation with your future self, ask it to give you advice about what you should do, and then take action on it. How you see yourself is how you act. Input shapes outlook, outlook shapes behavior. You can do this. Put this up. I can't wait to see you. And anytime you feel stuck and you need to go do something, make a map and draw your way back home to you. Thank you very much for your time.
Yeah.
All right, let's take a screenshot. Will you guys hold up your pictures? Let's do a screenshot with everybody with their pictures. Okay, put your picture up, hold it up in front of, I love it. Okay, good. Here we go. There we go. Take yourself off that fake background. Hold on one second. She's taking herself off the fake background. Wait, just stay calm. Everybody stay calm while Gayleen does this. I know it. Are you ready, Gayleen? She got it. All right, put your picture up. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, smile. All right, 1, 2, 3. Rosemary, hold your picture up higher. 1, 2, 3. There we go. You're awesome. Okay, thank you. Thank you so much, Patrick, for inviting me.
Patty, thank you very much.
Thanks a ton. This was awesome.
Thank you.
All right, Patty, thanks again.
Yes.
We'll close the meeting with our four-way test, as we always do. Of the things we think, say, or do, is it the truth? Is it fair to all concerned? Will it build goodwill and better friendships? Will it be beneficial to all concerned? Thanks, everybody.
Thanks, everybody.
Thank
Bye,
you.
everybody.
Thanks, Patty.
Thank you.